After checking into the hotel, we rented a scooter in order to navigate the scenic inner roads. On the second day, while we were going to the city center, it was a bright, sunny day. An acacia tree suddenly uprooted itself and fell across the road. Just like the movies, in slow motion, I watched the tree fall to the right, while I fell to the left. My husband Sachin stood up to steady the scooter, but a sharp branch had pierced his chest. I watched him fall back, hit his head on the road, and lie there writhing in pain. It was a small town, so a big crowd gathered around us. And while I was screaming, I watched in horror as a complete stranger came up to him and pulled the branch out. In that moment, the blood gushed out, and he died to death in my arms. This tragedy changed my life forever. I was now back in America, all alone, no house, no spouse, no job, very few friends, and all in a new country. I was taking the hardships of immigrating on my own with a very weak support system. But I knew I had to stay strong for my daughter. She was a freshman in college, and she had no one. I did go to a psychiatric clinic to treat my PTSD and grief, but I had no medical insurance. And when I heard the cost of the treatment, I was further depressed. I said I have to cope with this on my own. I desperately asked around for job opportunities, and luckily I was directed to Dress for Success. That was the start of my new life. The very first suiting experience made me feel like a superhero. I was given a black suit, a white shirt, and black shoes. I felt like a professional ready to step in the world of the bold and successful. The personal attention, encouragement, and positive reinforcement was very uplifting. I had worked temporary jobs in retail, medical clinic, and in real estate offices, but I knew I had to find something permanent. I had to channel my pain into something positive. I could not go on like this. So I chose to help children with special needs in the public school system. Now I had found that I had a greater understanding of pain and a greater level of empathy and compassion. But to work in the public school system, I had to be nominated by a principal. I knew no one. So I went on the internet and made a list of 10 schools in my area. And the next morning I started calling each one of them one by one. With each call, I was met with rejection. One said, "You're too late." Another one said, "We are not hiring." And one secretary just hung up on me. By now, I was sobbing and wailing and asking God, why did you bring me to this country to face such hopeless humiliation? Finally, there was just the one school left, number 10, and I thought, what's the point? But my inner voice said to me, go ahead, you have nothing more to lose. So I made the call, and that call was life-changing. Florence, the secretary, said to me, can you be here by 2:30? I was like, yes. So I had a shower, wiped my tears, cleaned myself up, wore my Dress for Success suit, and I was at the school at 1:30. The interview went well, and I was hired. But now I had to pass the qualifying exam. I had to prepare myself, and I couldn't afford the $60 book needed to prep myself. So for 5 days, I sat at Barnes & Noble from opening to closing time. And they do have a study area, so I learned and prepped myself. And by the end of the week, I had passed the exam. I was now an educational assistant. After getting a permanent position with the Department of Education, I was invited by Dress for Success to join the Professional Women's Group. In this group, I found a sisterhood of love, a group where other women like me had endured great hardship and even worse trials and tribulations. Every month we had a speaker who came and motivated us, coached us, and helped us to be better at our job and to cope with things better emotionally. Dress for Success recognizes that our hearts are broken, but not our intellect. They know that we can manage, that we can move forward, and they address that. It's not just Dress for Success, as Kathy mentioned. So the financial education program introduced me to the world of finance. My husband had always managed our finances. I was clueless about bills, banking, savings, and I had a real fear of money. But after the financial education program, I am now more confident. I can live a debt-free life, and I can afford better shoes and a manicure. The leadership program this year, Kai will know, I was so scared when they asked me to join. But it has enabled me to think like a leader, not a victim. My supportive mentor from Carnival Cruise Line each month motivated me, coached me, and gave me the confidence that I could be a great leader. She taught me that when the sea gets rough, all you have to do is adjust your sails. To me, Dress for Success is more than a suit. They did not give me just a handout. What they did was they gave me a hand. Strong hands that have lifted me up from the ground, helped me to walk and continue the journey of the living. They also know a successful woman is not just required to be mentally, emotionally, and spiritually strong. We have to stay in good health. So I joined the wellness program, and for 6 weeks we were taken to different gyms around the city to learn different kinds of exercises. Now, Joy, I have no excuse. They also realized and have given me the opportunity to pay it forward. I have been chosen as a Community Action Project delegate. And what I plan to do is help other immigrant women like myself to overcome barriers of caste, religion, language, and share their problems with other women, knowing that there are services like Dress for Success to help them. This country is filled with kind, generous, charitable, caring people, and I want everyone who comes here to know that, to not be afraid and to ask for the help. As women, we lead with love. We give birth to future generations. We deliver hope and harmony. And I know that day I did not die on that fateful day. Dress for Success has given me a life of purpose. And I want to thank everyone here for listening patiently to my story. And I want to thank Dress for Success for helping me live a life that is meaningful and good. Thank you.